I recently learned that the recording just records like me and the thing I'm sharing and not the students, because I tried to do the sing-along with my advisory. Good morning, Isa. And anyway, I tried to do the sing-along with my advisory, and I realized it was just taping me. So I look like a totally crazy person, which is fine because it's accurate. But all right, so we're going to get started. So you should be able to see on your screen Hawkeye number 1, and you should have ready to go your reading guide. So the first question we're going to look for an answer to is, what is Hawkeye's real name and what is his talent? The first thing I want to talk about here is how we read a comic book or a comic strip. So just like when we're reading paragraphs, we're always going to go from left to right, and we're always going to go from top to bottom. If we were reading in Japanese, we would go from right to left, and that's why if you buy like manga, you probably know all these rules about how to read manga, but it goes backwards. That's because it's translated from the original Japanese, and in Japanese you read from right to left. In English we read from left to right and top to bottom. So when I look at a page, this first page here is what's called a splash page. The panel takes up the whole picture. I'm going to start with the top left. It says okay. I'm going to move down. I see a man. It looks like there's like broken glass. He's falling out of a window. And he's saying, okay, this looks bad. Yes, it does. I see the little trucks down there, so I know it's a very tall window. He's falling. I see he's got a bow and arrow. He shot what looks like a grappling hook, so hopefully he's going to be all right. I don't know. But it starts with, okay, this looks bad. And I can tell from the box that the words are in, this is like a rectangle with no arrows pointing out of it. So that's a thought that he's having. This is narration. So this guy who's falling out the window is narrating for me. Okay, I'm going to turn the page. Here I have the title page. So it says, Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, became the greatest sharpshooter known to man. He then joined the Avengers. This is what he does when he's not being an Avenger. That's all you need to know. Oh, how handy. And now I can answer some of the questions on my reading guide. What is his real name? And what is his talent? What is his real name and what is his talent? Do I have a clever student willing to shout out the correct answers to those questions while we're all writing or typing them down?
His name is Clint Barton.
Excellent, Ella Lily. Thank you. And his talent or his skill?
He's the greatest sharpshooter known to man.
Perfect. Excellent, excellent. So we're writing these answers down. A sharpshooter is somebody who can hit any target. So now I feel a little more hopeful for him with this grappling hook he's shooting. Okay, my next question asks, what group of superheroes is Hawkeye part of? Another brave volunteer who can tell me? You could also type it in the chat if you are not feeling happy about unmuting today.
He's part of the Avengers.
Thank you, Mia. Excellent. He's part of the Avengers. So I'm going to write that down for number 2. Now, when I started using this in class, that was before the Marvel Cinematic Universe had released approximately 7,000 films about the Avengers. So you may have already known that and be like, duh, Larkin. But at the time, it was not a total duh, I promise. All right, number 3 is asking, who is the author or writer of this comic and who is the artist? So I'm going to look here. It says Matt Fraction, writer, David Aja, artist. This is a J. The font is kind of weird. So when you spell it, make sure it's AJA. And even though whoever copy edited this comic book apparently decided capital letters aren't cool, I would like you to please properly capitalize your answers. So make sure that each person's name starts with a capital letter, first and last. As you're noting down Matt Fraction and David Aja as the writer and artist, let's also give props to Matt Hollingsworth, the colorist, and Chris Eliopoulos, the letterer. And then we've got some people who drew variant covers, which are not on here. And then I don't know what the rest of these are. They're kind of silly. But go ahead and make sure you've got Fraction and Aja down as our writer and our artist. All right, my next question says, what were Hawkeye's injuries from falling off the building? So I'm going to go ahead and infer that that falling dude was Hawkeye, and it's not going to end great for him. So here I have a whole bunch of little panels. I know I'm going to move from left to right, and I know I'm going to move from top to bottom within each panel. So I'm going to start here. You cowboy around with the Avengers some. Guys got what? Armor, magic, superpowers, super strength. Crack! Shrink dust, grow rays, magic, healing factors. I'm an orphan raised by carnies, fighting with a stick and string from the Paleolithic era. Okay, so I'm going to analyze for a sec. In the pictures I see, he shot his grappling hook, but then the string seems to have broken and he's hitting the wall. There's a really loud crack. That doesn't sound good. His sunglasses flew off. So he's thinking these thoughts that don't really necessarily match what the picture is showing me. Like he's not saying like, I am falling off a building, right? But he's kind of describing his background. And then he hits a car. So that doesn't look great. Cracked all the windshields and all the windows. So when I say this looks bad, I promise you it feels worse. Okay. Then can you all observe how the color palette shifts? We have like red and brown and it shifts to blues, grays, purples. This is showing that there was a time jump. So if you're not familiar with comics, there are going to be some flashback, flash forward in this comic, which is part of why I was encouraging people to sign on to read with me. Not because I don't think you can read, but because if you're not a comic reader, some of this might be kind of confusing. Okay. Got yourself pretty banged up there, Mr. Barton. Shattered pelvis, 3 broken ribs, sprained your neck, cracked your fibia, left clavicle, right ulna, and your spleen nearly ruptured. Thought you said I was hurt, Doc. Paleolithic. I looked it up. All right, so now I'm going to take some notes on these injuries, right? Shattered pelvis, 3 broken ribs, sprained neck, cracked fibia, left clavicle, right ulna. Right, so 3 bones broken, and your spleen nearly ruptured. Okay, then he responds by saying, thought you said I was hurt, Doc. So that kind of gives me some characterization for Hawkeye, for Clint. I mean, he said, this looks bad when he's falling out of a skyscraper. And he's lying here like in almost a full body cast saying, haha, I thought you said I was hurt. So he's kind of sarcastic. Maybe he doesn't take things seriously. Now we have another time jump. Notice the colors change. And also we get this narration that says 6 weeks later up here at the top. Okay, so now we're going to get an answer for where is this story set, time and place. I can walk. No, you can't. You slip and fall, you sue us, everybody loses. God, this guy, you don't stop talking the whole time. I can see the sunshine on the glass, and every time the doors slide open, I catch a whiff of life on the other side. New York in August. Oh, that's an answer. Write that down. New York in August. It's just perfect. Underneath that baked summer scent of hot garbage, wet pennies, and pee, you can kind of smell some fresh air. Already sweating. Everything's perfect. And for my next trick, it's a little juvenile, I admit. Beep, 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 honk, honk, honk. But I've wanted to do that for months. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep like the dead. Okay, so he kicked his wheelchair into traffic. Now it's blocking the road. He says, I admit it's a little juvenile. Yeah, it's a little juvenile. It's disruptive. It's damaging equipment. I don't know if that's how heroes should behave, Clint. We have another time jump. Lady, fix this dog. And she has no response. Okay, so I see we're in a veterinary clinic. I see Clint has what looks like some blood on his head. He's in a suit, but it's like ripped and it's dirty. And he's saying, fix this dog. It looks like everybody's wet. It looks like it's raining outside. This lady back here is shocked. So it looks like something bad happened, right? And we have a whole bunch of overlapping voices. Poor boy, doctor, needs some towels. How did this bleeding? Where are those towels? Fill out some forms. Who did blood? Sir, what happened? And we pop back to right after he got out of the hospital. What happened? Hey, that's a $200 wheelchair you just kicked into traffic. Oh, right. Pretty sure the Avengers HMO will cover that. I could say it just rolled into traffic, that it got away from me, or no, he saw me kick it. I get caught lying and I'll cancel the insurance. Okay, so then if you're familiar with comics, you know this is swear word. Yeah, we're done here. The orderly is swearing some more. Sorry about the chair. Bill me. Taxi. 3 minutes out of the hospital. I'm already in the whole 2 yards. Quincy and Tompkins in Bed-Stuy, please. Quick and cheap as you can. Of course, if I really wanted to do this cheap, I'd take the damn train. But like I said, it's New York in August, and while I might be an Avenger, it's not like I have superpowers. Okay, so like a context note, Quincy and Tompkins are streets in Bed-Stuy, which is a neighborhood in New York that's known for having a lot of housing projects. It's a low-income neighborhood. It has been developed recently, and it's sort of gentrifying, so wealthier people are moving in, but it's still known for being like kind of sketchy in terms of places to live. Okay, so that's where Clint lives, even though he's an Avenger, which seems kind of weird because it seems like he probably could afford something better. Let's talk real quick about number 6. Did we get the answer? What kind of superpowers does Hawkeye have? Chat it to me or unmute and shout it out.
He doesn't have any.
Excellent, Kyla. Thank you. Thank you, Haley. Jinx. Great. So he doesn't have any superpowers, right? He's a really, really, really talented sharpshooter, but that's it. All right, so now we see he's stuck in traffic, lots of beeping and honking overlapping here. The taxi driver says, hey, what can you do? Try out this new leg of mine, I guess. Hey, hey! And then there's a whole bunch of swearing from all the people stuck in traffic. And then you see Clint walking home. Tell me what visual cues you notice in this panel that kind of back up what I told you guys about Bed-Stuy. So even if I didn't know that Bed-Stuy is not the best neighborhood, what do I see in this neighborhood that kind of gives me more information? Nobody wants to weigh in. What do you notice on the walls in this alley? What do you notice piled up on the street? What do you notice on top of this fence? What are some of my clues that were in? Yeah, thank you, Nora. Great. And Adeline, thank you. So I see graffiti. Everything's dirty. There's a barbed wire fence. There's some graffiti. So these things are telling me we're not in Manhattan. We're not in like the fancy upscale part of New York. All right, so Clint is humming. He seems like he's in a pretty good mood. He says, or he thinks, I'm living in on the top floor of a big old building out in Bedford-Stuyvesant these days. Rents aren't too bad yet, and nobody tends to recognize me. Happens every now and again, but not much. Most folks out here have other stuff on their minds. And then he hears some Spanish-sounding stuff and thinks, uh-oh. Ah, eviction day. Back off, Russian, maybe. I kill you, okay, bro? When Ivan the landlord and his tracksuit mafia take possession of all the stuff inside someone else's place. Mama! Yo, hey. And take great joy in dropping it all on the curb. All right, so what's the name of his landlord? We've got that there. Got Ivan and his tracksuit mafia. So this is telling me Ivan is maybe not a super nice guy. It says he takes joy in evicting people and dropping all their stuff on the curb. Ivan, you think maybe you can not threaten to kill anybody around their kids? Bro, back off, bro. This not concern you. He's kicking us out, Clint. It's good, bro. She not pay new rent, she gone. Triple. You're tripling our rent. Bro, don't matter, bro. It's in lease. She signed, so pay or goodbye. So now you've got your answer for why Simone is upset, right? Hang on. Let me read this thing. Just for 1 second, stop yelling. And yeah, you see, bro, it's all good in my hood, and all of you, bro, getting it next. Can he really do this, Clint? Just decide to triple our rent? It's not fair. He owns the building, Simone. Kind of think he can. Damn it. All right, so we've got our answer for why Simone is upset. Now we're going to see how Hawkeye tries to solve the problem. But first, we have a time jump. We're back at the vet clinic, okay? Mr. Barton, Clint? Hey, sorry. Hey. Mr. Barton, we need to talk about your dog. He's not my dog. Okay, and guys, I'm a little worried because the vet has blood all over his jacket. Not a great sign. Okay, the dog has lost a lot of blood. He's in shock and is a difficult surgical candidate. And what he needs is surgery. At this point, to make the decision to euthanize is not inhumane. Cuss that! Dog will make it. Do what you got to do. We clear? Sir, you can't know that. I can't know that. Nobody can know that. I will absolutely operate on the animal, but you need to ask yourself, are we doing this for him or for you? Fix my damn dog. The dog. Fix him. Please. Sorry I snapped at you. Okay, and then we jump again. You just snap your fingers real hard. Watch. It's a nightly ritual when the weather's nice. Most of the building heads up to the roof for dinner and a bit of socializing. Going to rain all over the block. You can smell it in the air. Cussin' Mets. Heard they sold the whole building for $10 million. $10 million? Do it, man. Bust it. No way. Look, you just... Grills over here started it by, well, coming up and grilling. Snap. We all just sort of followed and turned it into a nightly potluck. Dong! Earth's mightiest hero, all right. So he's trying to knock over the bottle or break the bottle with the coin. He snaps it and he hits it, but nothing happens. Everybody laughs at him. My neighbors are jerks. Who's got another? Come on. Building after building. Be the whole neighborhood soon. It's happening all over the block. Tito, your dogs are done. What can we do? It's in the lease. Oh, the money's just money. Who cares? It's the hassle of moving. Ugh. Just money, he says. Must be nice. Mitzi? Oh. Can I pet your dog? Okay, so now we're jumping again. This is Hawkeye attempting to solve the rent problem for Simone, okay? What you say, bro? Dog. Can I pet it one time? He bite, bro. Not good idea, bro. Who's a good boy that likes pizza? You are, aren't you, pizza dog? I don't know, man. Dog likes pizza. How bad can he be? Bro, what you want here, bro? Feed dog? Go cuss you, bro. Actually, Red October, I got this big bag of money, see? And I hear there's a casino hiding out inside here where a fella could spend such a thing. Ta-da! Giant bags of money are like skeleton keys. Open anything most times. I don't really know from casinos. Everything I do know comes from James Bond movies. Don't have a tux, but hopefully they'll be cool. Wonder if they got baccarat here. I swear that game makes no damn sense. So by underground casino, they really meant underground room in the back of a Chinese joint where a bunch of creeps play cards. Okay, got it. Good to know. So glad I dressed up for this. Family game. You don't properly look related. Everybody's laughing. Clint says, that's okay. I don't play cards. All the laughing faces. Ah, there he is. Here's Ivan the landlord, right? Bro, you go now. Ivan, hey, just the guy I was looking for. See, I don't play cards, like I said, but I do spend money. He throws the bag on the table, right? Zoom. I'm here to pay the rent for everybody, for the building. Bro, what are you, bro? Fairy godmother? It's a lot of money, bro. Should cover the markup for everyone in the building. All cash, tax-free, bro. What good's money if you don't spend it? Besides, if I'm not at the Avengers place or that rooftop, I don't eat. It's more than fair, figure. Okay, so what was his first attempt, right? What's he trying to do to solve the problem? I kind of gave a spoiler because I said first attempt. That's not going to work out great, but make sure you've got that noted on your reading guide. Work the shuffle, Clint. Warm the fingers up. Break the card backs. Maybe it's not your place, bro. Spend like this. Maybe don't want fairy godmother cash. Maybe want empty building, bro. Clearing you bros out. Sell building, make more money, bro. So, go curse you, bro. Don't accept. Wasn't asking. Okay, so then Clint takes the card and throws it. Tracksuit to my right draws. They'll shoot each other this close. Card hits the guy in the neck. Gah! So he fires into the ceiling. Clint elbows the other guy. Just going to make a mess then. Punching, we see somebody breaks a bottle on Clint's head. Barton, you dummy. Oh, use the chaos for cover. Barton, you dummy. Let me go back to the vet's office. He's asleep. So now we know how this blood got on his head. One of the Russian mafia guys hit him with a bottle. While he's asleep at the vet, here come, our Russian tracksuit guys. Clint is snoring. Ivan says, Bro! I swear all I wanted to do was get a little sleep, and now this. Ah! So this is Clint being thrown out the window when he was at the underground casino. Right? They hit him in the head with the bottle. They threw him through the window. As far as these things go, I thought it was going to hurt way more. Bro, get that bro. Ah, hell. 30 yards. 30 yards between me and cover. Just 30 yards to alley's end versus two guys with guns. Move, Barton. Too slow. Brace for the follow-up shot. When I'm pleasantly surprised, especially as that pizza wasn't even good. I know I should keep running, but one of the guys kicks the dog. Hey! And the dog flies into traffic. What kind of man throws a dog into traffic? Seriously, I ask you. Start punching the guys with guns. Traffic right now, rain, cabs, nobody watching out for sideways demon pizza mutts. Come on, Clint, come on. Nobody watching out. He uses the coin to break the driver's windshield. Driver slams on his brakes. Can't watch, oh God. Oh. Hey! Okay, so now I know how the dog got injured. I'm gonna look back here. Who helped Hawkeye escape from the Russians? The dog. Why? So Clint wakes up back in the vet's office, sees Ivan. Hey, you, bro, you mess up, bro. You mess up bad. Get up. We get out here, bro. Sure, I don't want any trouble. Fork, crack. Who throws a damn dog into traffic? Bro. It's okay, everybody. It's okay. I'm an Avenger. Are you like Iron Fist or something? Bro, what kind of Avenger does this? I broke no laws, bro. Allowed to raise rents. It's tough luck for you and your friends, but I know my rights. Hold that thought, you tracksuit Dracula. You asked about the Avengers. You want to know the best part about being an Avenger? Having Captain America around you all the time. The guy just brings out the absolute best in people. You want to be good when he's around. You really do. Ivan, look around you real quick, because right now, Captain America ain't here. I'm going to pay you everything everyone in that building owes you, and another 12.5 for the building outright. And that's it. Negotiations are over. You wanted to sell it? I want to buy it. I take care of my people, and you get rich. The end. I had to buy it. I don't care. Get this guy to JFK fast. JFK is the airport. They're saying, make this guy leave the city. Mr. Barton? Broken pelvis, broken leg, 2 broken ribs, and he lost an eye. He's made it this far. He'll make it all the way with proper care and rest. Good boy. Good boy. What's his name? He's not my dog. Anything on his collar? Collar says it's Arrow. I'll come up with something better. And it says, Lucky, Clint Barton, Hawkeye Adventure. Matt Fraction, David Aha, Matt Hollingsworth, Chris Eliopoulos. Hawkeye will return next month in the Vagabond Code. And that's the end of the comic. So, you hopefully caught all the answers you needed, the dog's injuries, the dog's name, and then now you get to do your response. So if you're a paper person, you can handwrite your response. You can also type your response on the doc if you're an electronic person. If you did your answers on paper but you want to type your paragraph, you can do that as a private comment or as a separate doc that you attach. Just make sure it gets onto Classroom somehow. So there's not a right or a wrong answer to this question. Is Hawkeye a true hero? Why or why not? What I want to hear is your opinion, and I want to see that you are writing an argument that gives a position and supports it with evidence. Okay? Your evidence should come from the comic that we just read, not from other stuff with Hawkeye in it, and be as specific as you can. So if you say something like, Hawkeye does good stuff, like, okay, you're not wrong, but you need to say what? Or Hawkeye does bad stuff. Like, also true, but you need to say which thing, right? Any questions for me right now about any of that? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.